Welcome to NoSkinnyCooks. Today we're going to be doing another quick sourdough. I call it quick because in addition to the sourdough starter, it includes yeast, so the time to proof the dough is quite a lot less. This one is an enriched dough, meaning it contains butter and eggs, and it's based on a recipe on the King Arthur Flour website. It's really good, and I hope you can give it a try. Let's start by looking at the ingredients we're going to need for the dough. We'll need a half a cup, or about 113 grams, of sourdough starter. Either an active culture, or you can use the discard from when you feed your starter. To this we're going to add 360 grams, or about 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a cup of lukewarm purified water, 5 tablespoons of room temperature unsalted butter, 2.5 teaspoons of yeast, 1.25 teaspoons of salt, and a tablespoon of sugar, and 1 large egg. Let's start by whisking together all of the dry ingredients. So break out your mixer with the bread hook attachment and add your starter, the dry ingredients, the butter, and the eggs. Turn the mixer on low to start incorporating the ingredients, and then slowly drizzle the warm water into the dough. Bump it up to medium maybe to get things started, and then back to low until you have a smooth, elastic dough. Now enriched doughs also tend to be a little bit stickier, and mine was a bit too wet, so I added a couple extra tablespoons of flour, one at a time, until it started to look right. It will probably take about 8 to 10 minutes for the dough to come together and reach the stage where you can start working with it. I wanted to give the dough a few last turns by hand, so I pulled it out of the mixer bowl and hand kneaded it for a bit. I had to add a little bit of additional flour as it was somewhat hard to handle. Not very much, but enough to keep it from sticking to my hands. Place the dough into a container that's been oiled. Flip it over, make sure some of the oil has covered the top of the dough. This is to help prevent it from drying out. And then cover the container and put it in a warm area for the first rise. Now the first rise will take, depending on the environment, about 1 to 2 hours. Basically look at it, watch for the dough to about double in size. Check it after an hour. If it's not doubled, check it at 90 minutes and so forth. Mine took a bit over 90 minutes to double, but it was pretty cool in my house at the time. Once your dough is doubled, you're going to turn it out onto a floured work surface. Now you're going to gently work this dough into a rough rectangle that's about 6 inches by 20 inches. Once you've done that, it's time to look at the filling. For the filling, I'm going to be doing it the lazy way. I'm using King Arthur's Baker's Cinnamon Filling Mix. Basically, you take this stuff and you mix a 1/4 cup of it with a tablespoon of water, and you're good to go. I'll also put directions for making a filling in the description below. That's pretty easy as well. This is just easier. So the filling also includes a 1/2 cup of raisins. Now spread the filling mixture over the rectangle. You're going to leave about 1 inch or so clear at one end. This is so that when you start rolling it later, you'll have some space here where the dough will stick together. Once you have the filling spread out, now take your raisins and spread them evenly across the rectangle as well. Now we need to roll the dough up. We're going to start at the opposite end of the 1 inch space that you left when you were spreading the filling. Roll the dough as tightly as you can. The goal here is to have a nice spiral of cinnamon and raisins inside the bread when you cut it. Once it's rolled up, pinch the seam into the loaf, sealing it up, and then pinch the ends closed as well. Now you're going to take this roll and move it into a lightly greased 9x5 loaf pan. Now we're ready for the second rise. Cover the pan and check it after about an hour. The goal here is to have the bread rise enough that it's about 1 inch over the rim of the pan. For me, it's easier to judge the rising by looking at it rather than by judging the time, and in my case it took almost 2 hours for the dough to peak over the edge, probably because it was so cool in my kitchen. You want to be patient because you want that good rise so you have a nice airy and soft bread. About 30 minutes into this rise, make sure your oven rack is in the middle spot and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. This is ready to go into a 350-degree oven for 40 to 45 minutes. You're going to want to make a tent of aluminum foil to put on top of the loaf at about the 20-minute mark to prevent the bread from getting too dark. The bread will be a golden brown. Take it out of the oven and turn it out onto a cooling rack. Melt about a tablespoon of butter and brush it onto the top and sides of the bread. This is going to make the crust really nice and soft and make it look really great as well. Once it's cooled, you're ready to slice it. This is the moment of truth. Did I get that nice spiral of cinnamon and raisins inside the bread? Oh yeah, there it is. Where's the butter? Let's eat. And there you have it, sourdough cinnamon raisin bread. I hope you enjoyed this video and you get a chance to make it yourself. Leave me a comment down below if you have. It's really worth the time. As always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Hit the notify bell so that you know when new content is posted. I try to post a couple of videos a week, so please stay tuned and have a great day.